Are we still not going?
No, we're going out. All right, welcome back to Better Knows Best. Before we get started, just want to say, obviously, everybody keep your thoughts and prayers for the families of Humboldt, the tragic accident that happened over the weekend. So keep that in mind. Go to the GoFundMe page. They have, I don't exactly remember the link off the top of my head, but go to that and support them.
GoFundMe at donate to Humboldt or something like that.
There you go. But it is here. It is time. All we waited for all season so far. All the talk, and we're finally in the playoffs.
The dramatic letdown that is Capitals playoff hockey.
Yep. Mike, are you excited?
No, I'm never excited for this anymore. This is just waiting for the inevitable.
What?
Oh yeah.
Why aren't you excited? It's playoff hockey, Mikey.
When have you seen the Capitals pass the second round?
98.
But
So
did you
literally
really?
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were 5 years old the last time that happened.
I was 13.
I was talking to Mike.
Oh,
okay.
yes. Fuck.
I thought you meant me. I was 13 when they got to the final.
No, I'm excited to watch it because it's playoff time. I'm excited to watch a lot of these games unfold, but I'm definitely just tentatively watching and waiting for the demise that is the eventual Capitals loss.
Oh, are you happy with the matchup? Are you guys happy with the matchup at least?
I want a jersey.
Exactly. I want a New Jersey.
Stop Taylor Hall. You stop the team.
Not to mention, I feel like, actually, is Mojo healthy now? I don't even know.
I don't know if JoJo's healthy.
I think Mojo might still be out, but I honestly really wanted to play Jersey more than anybody else.
Damn it, you mentioned him. I can't make the pun out of his name now.
Sorry, Mikey. I'll refrain from using past players so you can continue your pun game.
Yes. It's not fair when you do it that way.
Oh!
No! That's one. Can we get a ticker?
Bing.
All right.
But so you don't think if you would have stopped, had to stop Nico Hischier at all? You don't think he really would have mattered in the playoffs?
I don't think he would have been that big of a schmituation.
That's two.
Bing. Well, I mean, my biggest thing was, at least with this team, is Tortorella. He was 2 for 4 against us so in the playoffs. Both those with all the 4 of those with the Rangers. We're 3-1 against Columbus this year. Do you find any stock in the fact that we went 12 for 15 last game of games going into the season?
Yeah, I mean, we're not. Do we ever go into the playoffs hot?
Not normally, because at least the last 2 years we were so far ahead.
We just coast.
Yeah, and this year we didn't.
I think a big thing for me that I've seen all season is our lack of net front defense. Like I feel like a lot of our goals I usually watch get scored against us. Literally somebody standing right next to Holtby or grabbing some kind of rebound. But I do think adding Kempany and Yarabek kind of steadied us a little bit. Not necessarily drastically improved, but at least kind of steadied us a little bit as opposed to Bowie being in there.
Do you think, would you start those two over Jews?
No.
No? Okay, so out of those two, who's sitting for Jews?
That's a good question.
Brooks Orpik.
I mean, if they sat him, I wouldn't have anybody to complain about if we lost.
Well, I mean, it's at this point, the way I see it is you got to ride with it. I mean, there's going to be growing pains. He'll get playoff experience by playing him, not by sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
You pick up other teams' table scraps, and they've been better than what Bowie was, but Bowie wasn't ready to be up.
No.
And as unfortunate as that is, I mean, Jews showed he was ready. Yeah, he made mistakes, but growing pains with a young player.
Yeah, and he's a new player. He's going to come in. He's going to have a little bit of bad tendencies from there to there. Not to mention, I mean, this is an entirely different league compared to the minors. I mean, he came in. He's fast. I think he makes good decisions. I really like a lot of the head fakes he makes when he carries the puck from the blue line. And not to mention, he's got a good scoring touch too.
Yeah, I agree with that part. I agree with that at least. That aspect of it. He was rough a little bit.
We just needs to put on some weight.
Yeah, I mean, look at Tom Wilson after his first season when he came up right after when he left Plymouth. He was kind of scrawny, and he's put on like 30 pounds of weight I think the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh, where was I gonna go? I was gonna say, everybody talks about Toronto being the youngest team, but actually the Caps, I think they were saying maybe Trotz was blowing smoke, but Trotz was saying that I think the Capitals are actually younger this year than
I think
Toronto is.
I think I actually just read something today that the average
Yeah.
age of the Blue Jackets is actually a year younger than us.
Oh wow.
I think we were at 27. I think they were at 26. If
Ah.
I remember reading that correctly.
They do have a lot of young forwards. It's not really. They shed Scott Hartnell, who probably added a whole year to that average age. No, but all their defensemen are relatively young. I mean, I think Jack
Seth
John.
Jones.
Yeah.
He might be the oldest.
Yeah, Jack
Oh,
Johnson's
God.
the elder of the group, and I'm trying to think of a forward that's over 30 on that team, other than like.
Was Boone Jenner? Is he still young?
No, Boone Jenner's still young. He might be like 26.
But Dubinsky probably.
Dubinsky's probably 30, 31.
Yeah.
The old man of the group. Yeah, Panarin's still young.
The bread man.
Calvert's still
How
young.
old is Foligno? I always
Atkinson.
forget that.
Foligno's probably 30
Yeah.
at this point. He was drafted, I
What,
think, like
Dubinsky?
2004. Yeah, he's probably 30.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky is probably getting 230.
I think he's still in his 20s though.
Yeah, he might be late 20s.
Oh my God! I just realized Chorney's on the
Yeah.
the Blue
They,
Jackets?
yeah. We
God, I
picked, they
forgot about
picked him
that.
up on waivers
Forgot
a
about
little while ago.
I can't make a pun out of that name. I don't care about him.
But going into this, I told everybody we're gonna really dive in to this matchup, and just do some comparisons, or I want to really like go through positions wise.
Yeah.
So centers. Who do you think? Who has got centers at least? Like if you say who's got the best like crop of centers in this series, you think? Because we got Nicky, Kuzi, Eller, Beagle's hurt right now.
Mhm.
He's not gonna play. It sounds like he's not gonna play game one.
Yeah.
And Boyd apparently is sick. But I mean, Stevenson hasn't been that bad. I mean, he can play center.
I like Chandler Stevenson.
Yeah.
He's always got his feet moving. He's always hard nosed to the puck, and he goes to the front of the net.
Yeah.
If you ask me personally, I think if you're going centers, I think we have a little bit of I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to say this is
A skillful advantage.
yeah, I mean like with Nicky and Kuzi as a 1-2 punch, not to mention with I think Lars Eller having a career year for himself. I mean he's
He
playing
looks like
really
he
well.
lost weight. I can't get over that.
I was not a huge fan of him last year. Like I thought he was decent, but I didn't think he was anything all that special to me. But this year he's really kind of shown himself, and I think he's really stepped up. And I think,
Is this a contract year for him?
No, he got the contract last year.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I honestly think with Nicky Kuzi, Eller, and with a healthy Jay Beagle, I think we kind of have an advantage
Right.
center wise.
Okay, and so this one I'll just we won't go separate wings. We'll just say wings. Well, we didn't go. We
You
actually
didn't
we
even
didn't.
tell us what you thought center wise.
I was just looking it up while y'all were talking. Y'all went a little faster than I thought I could. I thought I had all of them pulled up, but I know they have Dubinsky. That's why I was saying I couldn't. I know Panarin's a wing. He's not a center. That's what
Unprepared. Wenberg is a center.
Wenberg is a center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Felino's not? Is he a center?
No,
he's
Foligno is a wing.
Ah,
It
okay.
listed as a center on there for the lineups.
He might be a center this year. He played everything.
Yeah, he's an everyman.
So basically, Panarin, Atkinson, Jenner, Vanek,
Jenner is a center.
Bjorkstrand, Anderson, Calvert, and Dubinsky.
Is that you said Atkinson's a wing or center?
Atkinson's a wing.
Wing. I thought he was a. Those.
He's like 5'6".
Yeah.
You're not gonna have him play center.
Yeah. Well, I think.
He's 5'6" on the skates.
I think we have a better center crop. What I was gonna say is it gets a little dicey. I mean, they have two really good wings who seem like Cam Atkinson seems to really just
yeah.
always just bend us over the barrel when he plays against
It's
us.
speed.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a faster team than we are.
Yeah.
Between Wenberg, Atkinson, Panarin, Bjorkston, not to mention just their forward crop is faster than ours.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Kuzi, we got Nicky, who's I want to say probably more smooth than he is fast.
He's never necessarily been dynamic, but he's always made the right play. Like he
Yeah.
always sees everything
yeah.
perfectly and reads.
He's
everything the way it
usually
should be.
usually in the right position.
Yeah.
I think we have Kuzi, Burakovsky, Stevenson, and Verana for speed, but
Yeah.
Stevenson's not playing a lot of minutes. Verana's not playing a lot of minutes.
I mean, Trotz is also notorious for not necessarily trusting the younger players with that kind of ice time, especially in the playoffs, if I remember correctly. Because wasn't he doing the same thing out in Nashville, too?
Yeah. He buried Forsberg.
Well, he does it the first year, though. Like, he buries usually the rookies, like, the first year, but I think the following year.
Yeah, but the problem is this is the first year for some of these guys, and they really need
True.
especially like Mike, you said, Verana, for instance, who we know is a fast skater, needs to be put out there. Like, this is going to be a fast game.
Well,
He
he
was trending up at the
Yeah.
end of the year. It's time to
Trust him.
might give him a couple extra minutes.
Yeah.
Stevenson, I've been a fan of Stevenson the whole year.
He's played really well.
I wish he would they'd pry him off the fourth line. I mean, he's had like shifts
Yeah.
where he'd be on like the third or just filling in on the second on like a long change or something or on like a penalty killer. But
Yeah.
it's
I mean, that's where I think that it gets me a little worried is the fact, like earlier, it was all the shots that they take towards the net, and we're not very good at clearing out our own net.
Yeah,
No.
That's a very big concern of mine going
Yeah.
into this game.
But that's why I said like their wings. Jesus Christ! Sorry, we have the Vegas LA game going on, and just
How
so like
is there
7
no
cross checks.
penalty?
Yeah, 7 cross checks behind the net.
or a board. I don't call something. Jesus.
Just borderline rape right there behind the net. No, but okay. So I got a quick question. We'll go back to this, but
Yeah.
we're talking about wings. Would you put Gersich in at all in the playoffs at all?
Yes.
I said
he fucking was flying. In 8 minutes, he almost scored 3 times.
If you ask me, I honestly think you and this is just it could be a wild opinion. You guys can tell me I'm wrong or
You're wrong.
completely insane. But I would put Gersich in over Devontae Smith-Pelly.
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
To me, I don't think he's had a horrible year, but he really hasn't shown me anything. And that first game Gersich was out there, he was all over the place.
I think the two games he was out there, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, sorry. Distracted.
And that's why you go to the front of the
But
net.
no, I'm just saying that first game though. Like, I mean, he came out firing on all cylinders. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make it tough for you to sit me.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So
And
we did.
yeah. I mean, I'm hoping.
Jokes on you.
I mean, he's got enough experience. But that was one of my key factors when I went on the other side of sports podcast yesterday. Real quick, was saying that if he gets in, watch out for him. If they let him in though.
I don't want to see Chase on play. I don't want to see Smith-Pelly
No,
play.
Jason hasn't done anything for me at all either.
He's done a little more. He passes the eye test a little more to me
Yeah.
than Brett Conley.
Yeah.
Even though Conley will, because Conley's just a trigger man. You just
Yeah.
pass him the puck while he just sits in the eye slot
That's why
and he
they
can
put him in
shoot.
the slot on
Yeah.
on the second power play.
Yeah, but he's got to be on a short leash because the last year in the playoffs he was garbage.
Yeah.
He was hot garbage.
I agree.
He will not battle in the corner for the puck. He won't. He doesn't skate in the offensive zone with the puck well. It's
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I was looking at Columbus draw. I forgot about Letestu.
oh yeah, Letestu.
I forgot.
He's a guy that is very good to have on your team, and he scores very timely goals, and just. But he doesn't put up the point totals to be memorable. But he'll end up on a roster, and you'll just be like, that motherfucker.
Yeah. No, definitely. I forget.
Answering this question, Dan. Sorry, just before I forget.
No,
about
good. No,
this.
good. Go ahead.
Honestly, I want to say I think we had very more creative wings. Like I feel like we're especially trending into like the way we're playing right now.
Yeah.
I think we're doing a lot of creative passes towards the middle and doing a lot of stuff like that. But the amount of shots they take on us. That they're probably going to take on us, considering I think they were like 4th or 5th in the league for most shots taken, like on average per game. I honestly think they have a stronger wing core than we do.
I think Panarin makes up for all the creativity we have on alone. And then Foligno's not shy about trying to do a between the legs pass or something.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, Sonny Milano, I'm not expecting too much out of. Can't obviously we said Atkinson, Borson. Did you say Josh Anderson? Did you say him earlier for them?
that's another fast guy.
Yeah.
He's a hard-nosed guy to the puck.
Maybe Tom Wilson will get him to fight again.
God, we're going to rely on Tom Wilson for points.
Top line Tom. Top line Tom. I mean, okay.
We need him to score.
Okay, and in fairness, I will give
There's
him.
nothing fair about what's happening this life.
I will give him the credit he deserves. He has at least had a much better season than he's had in years past.
Yes.
He's actually playing hockey for a change instead of just being a wrecking ball. But again, here comes playoff time. Like
It needs you out of the box.
exactly. Like don't please keep drawing the penalties that you do. But we need. And if the Penguins have taught us anything over the last 2 seasons, everybody you put on that ice has to be dangerous. There is no room for passengers. Everybody has to be pulling their weight.
And if you get in, make your point. If you get in the game, yeah.
So to me, I honestly, with the way I see things going down, I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, we have Ovechkin, greatest goal scorer of our generation. We have talented wings, but I think they might actually have the edge in that regard.
I give them the edge based off of speed.
Yeah.
I think our wings, we have a lot more skill in terms of with Burakovsky, with Verana, with Ovi.
Eller.
Weller's
Eller's
center. Okay, so which I heard, of a name I haven't heard anybody say so far, at least here sitting, is Oshie. Do you think
I give him 2 games.
2 games, like without 2 games, or he's only?
I give him 2 games before he gets hurt again.
Oh, okay.
He's had a little bit of injuries this season,
Well,
so it's possible. But...
I'm still so mad about that contract. and in 2 years, when we're clamoring for us to get rid of him like we're doing with Orpik, after all the hype, like, oh, we had a really good first year, it's just, no, it's going to be the same thing. An old injury-prone guy. I can't believe we gave him that contract.
Yeah, it's fair.
Right after he turned 30.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's like
7 years, right?
It's 8.
Oh God.
It's 8 years. It was like 5 years, and that contract immediately was fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why you do that. I would give him 4 years at the most. I'll give him a fuck ton of money for 4 years. Short term or something. I don't know. But 8 years, you just...
I mean, I'll be honest,
you shot yourself in the dick.
I was very concerned him coming back from that concussion because it did not seem like he was himself. He seems to kind of found his game a little bit more, not necessarily to where I would like it going into the playoffs a little bit. But I think he's kind of back on an upwards trend. I mean, he is set to go game 1 as far as I've heard.
Yeah.
But I still think they have the edge in the wing category.
I mean, Oshie for this season would definitely be more of a plus than something we've already been accustomed to playing with.
Yeah.
It'd be a boost to have him and be ready, but I'm not banking on him right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he's another hit this year away from being
taken out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've gone through the offense so far. What about defense?
Them.
Absolutely.
Them now?
Absolutely.
Their
100%
defense has been lackluster this year, but it's still the talent they have on the blue line just dwarfs ours. Now, John Carlson is having a fantastic year.
Oh, my God.
And so is Orlov.
Yeah.
But Niskanen's taking a step back.
Yep.
We have to play Orpik too many minutes. We have table scraps from Montreal. Montreal couldn't defend anything, and this guy couldn't crack the lineup regularly. Kempney. There's no depth on the Chicago's blue line, and we traded for him.
But in fairness, though, I mean, they are playing at least a little bit better than Bowie was. I mean, not necessarily playing lights out, like, oh my God, it's a huge difference. But when you have somebody like Bowie who is clearly in over their head,
yes,
like they are at least a little bit of a stabilizer to the point where it's a decent top 6.
The improvement makes it better.
Yeah.
But the better isn't necessarily good.
I agree. And that's what I was saying. 100%, by the way, give them credit for the defense. I honestly think that's a huge dramatic thing in their favor.
Seth Jones, I was going to say Matt Calvert.
Here he is, right?
Mark Savard, not Mark Savard. God. Dennis.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not.
Marcus,
Savard.
Marcus Nutuvara.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Savard. Ryan Murray,
Werenski
back. He missed like the end of last year.
Who?
But Werenski.
Yeah, you're hitting the eye in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Werenski's
Ian Cole.
a big back. When Ian Cole's, I think he's a bottom pairing guy for them.
Yeah.
I think they're. I said Jack, Jones. I said Murray, Werenski. That's a solid top 4. Yeah. I don't even know if. Because I don't really keep up with them, if Ryan Murray is scratched the potential he was supposed to have when he came out. But I know the rest of them. David Savard, damn it, I knew it was a D. I kept thinking Dennis, and I was like, no, he is not Dennis Savard.
Dennis Seidenberg?
No.
Denny Savard, isn't that the guy who played for the Canadians?
Yeah,
yes.
Murray had 1 goal and 11 assists in 44 games.
Well, I mean, so that... And then, obviously,
I definitely give them goaltending.
Oh my God. So,
But we got the wild card.
well, the thing is I think the thing is, don't get me wrong, double Vezina winner, Bobrovsky, obviously, huge advantage for them. But I think I remember seeing earlier, I think his save percentage against us this year was, I think, like 80 something. Like, I don't even think it was in the 90s, if I remember correctly.
Well, we got 6 on him in one game.
Yeah, but I mean, we've always seemed to kind of really be able to crack him. But again, it's playoff time. You can never really vouch for what's going to happen. Mental blocks, guys freezing up. The game just gets tighter. Not to mention Tortorella's defense first, block everything, make sure nothing gets to the net mentality.
For what it's worth, Tortorella, his style of coaching seems to be made for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we can't seem to have a coach who's like that.
But I mean, same thing, to be honest with you, I would love to be able to say I think Ruby's going to come out and knock it out, and they're not going to know really how to crack him, but I again give them the advantage in goaltending as well.
It's not a lot of film on him, and Gruby is the last couple weeks he's had like a 935 save percentage.
No, he's been playing it look great.
Yeah, standing on his head.
And I definitely even think in the beginning of the season when we were kind of still figuring out how to play as a team, he still did not have bad games. Like some of those losses, he still played really well, but the team in front of him
played like
shit.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of those losses really weren't on him. So his win-loss record for the season doesn't necessarily match with how well he's played.
His save percentage in his GAA is incredible for how bad it was.
Yeah.
Going into December, because it was atrocious.
And I think that was a big thing, and we can always get into it a little further. But I was actually really happy with Trotz making the decision to start Gruby over Hope.
I was saying the other day, I said you employ the Penguins method, and like they put in Fleury, who clearly was their number 2 going into the playoffs.
But that was also due to injury, though.
True, but they rode, even when he was healthy, they rode Fleury until the wheels fell off, and then they put their stud back in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the wheels have fallen off of Holtby this year.
Yeah.
All those like high 60, 70 game seasons. I mean, the wear and tear. I mean,
yeah,
it's hard.
I completely agree.
It's too much, and he's trying to. You start fine tuning when you don't have success, and that's what he's doing. And I don't want to see any of that shit right now.
Yeah, now's not the time to be finding shit out about your game and trying to solve it. It's the playoff time. You should have already figured that out.
Yeah, Grubauer still has that. Grubauer still has his own style of play. I think Holtby lost his style of play a while ago.
Do you think it's too systematic?
Yeah.
Like it's
now it's predictable.
Yeah.
Now he's the book. Now he's good. Don't get me wrong, but like the book on him is out there and it's big and it's you know how to beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I just don't see anything like special when I watch him play. Oh man, the last Caps game I went to, he looked like he was gonna he went to go snag a puck out of the air like confidently like he normally does, and he missed it. And I just went, that was bad. That was bad, and you should feel bad.
Yeah, no. Like I said, they still get goaltending in my mind.
Okay, so after we go on through this far, and we'll stay with this for a good bit. Do you think they even make it out of this round?
The Capitals?
Yeah.
Do I think there's a chance, or do I think they're going to do it?
I think they do it.
Really?
I give both our special penalty kill and power play the advantage.
Yeah, but okay, but here's the flip side of this, because again, I know their PK and their power play have been horrible. I'm talking about the Blue Jackets has been horrible this season. Like they're pretty much close to the bottom of the league, but at the same time, I know our PK has been steadily good over the years during the playoffs, but our power play seems to just kind of lose its touch during the offseason or the playoffs for some reason. I don't know why. For some reason, between the regular season and the playoffs, our power play just seems to kind of die out a little bit. So, do you think that continues?
Well, teams play usually better, locked down a little bit more. They don't play so loosey goosey.
Yeah, but
you don't have to adjust to who you're going to play the next day.
Yeah,
you're not necessarily thinking like, I just played San Jose, who plays it like this, or I just played.
The Blue Jackets overall were 25th power play.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of their power play. Panarin, when he has the puck on his stick, that's who you have to watch.
But do you think there's a chance that could happen again for us, that our power play just kind of lose its touch during
I definitely think it's going to take a hit. And I think that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing the Flyers for sure.
Yeah. Well, the Flyers, I don't know why there's any faith in that team. That they have the worst crop of defensemen in the playoffs right now. And they have big goaltending questions. I don't think Brian Elliott is an answer for anybody. I think he's an average starter. When he was in St. Louis, I was bigger on him because I think Jake Allen is awful.
Really?
I
But
don't.
it's kind of an unpopular opinion there.
It is unless you live in.
St. Louis.
Yeah, there is no structure to Jake Allen's game, and it's not like Dominic Hasek, no structure. Where it's unpredictable. It's like this guy can't skate side to side.
Oh my god.
It's interesting because I always like to ask you these types of questions because you being a goalie, I mean, I can only kind of see things from a skater perspective, but I like hearing you talk about other goalies because you're watching for these types of things and their tendencies and what they're good at.
Yeah, and Jake Allen's also a head case. But Brian Elliott in St. Louis was more of a calming factor, and he got pushed out by he pushed out Halak. I like Halak. I think Halak is far past his prime, but
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Have you seen him in the
I mean, his
Islanders?
prime was when he shut us
Yeah.
down for like 3 or 4 games straight in that playoff series.
he had a lot of good years in St. Louis.
Okay, so my big question is for both teams, what do you think they need to do right, and what do you think is their possible biggest weakness?
Our weakness?
No, for both teams in general. So for instance, you go, what do the Capitals need to do right? Like, what is their X factor that we need to do right to be able to take this series?
Not take penalties. Not take so many penalties.
My X factor for the whole playoffs, and it'll be this every series, isn't necessarily a player. It's Barry Trotz.
Okay.
How long will it take for you to adjust to something? Because he has been, in his tenure here, so slow to make any adjustments. It's always, we'll just, go back. We're just gonna play our system, and we're gonna do what we do.
Yeah.
No, dude,
Play our game.
they've adjusted to our game. Our game is real basic. It's easy to figure out. We need to change things up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Don't wait 3 games when we lose 2 out of 3 of them to change the lines. Do something.
Yeah.
If we're outshot and we're out possession with the puck, just because we come away with the W does not mean you shouldn't be looking at that going, this is not right. Okay, something about this needs to change. Okay. If a line is out there for like 15 shots throughout the game, that line can't be allowed to go out there anymore. Okay. It's even if the other 3 were good, I'm sorry, you either got to roll 3 lines the whole game or you got to adjust all of them and make that line better.
Okay, so flip that around. What do you think the Blue Jackets have to do right against us in order to be able to take it?
Pressure our defenseman.
Yeah.
Forecheck.
I completely agree with that one.
Yeah.
Our defensive core, like I said, is still very weak in the sense of we give up too many second and third opportunities.
We have like 2 puck-moving defensemen in the lineup right now. If they put Jews, for what it's worth, is very confident with the puck.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that makes a huge difference considering the difference between watching us versus the Penguins like a couple years ago is just transition. And it's like we're so slow to try and get to the puck.
Yeah.
And, on that forecheck, we're like 2 steps behind.
Yeah.
And we got to get to them. We got to pressure them. We got to make them make a mistake like they make us make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think Niskanen, I don't want to necessarily say has lost a stat, but I don't think I've noticed him nearly as much as I did, in the last couple of years before that. And if you could get to some possible back there, I think if you could have Jews, Niskanen, Carlson, and Orlov out there, that's 4 puck-moving defensemen out there.
Right.
And you want to get the puck out of their zone, especially with a team that plays as hard-nosed as the Blue Jackets.
Yeah. I agree with the X factor for the Blue Jackets. Clearly, is throw pucks at the net.
Yeah.
And just keep and get more shots. Mine is what I said as early because it seems like we get in a lot of trouble. We take a lot of stupid penalties.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so
So you just don't agree with me? I'm fucking out.
No,
Okay.
it's not that I don't agree with you, but I just think like we have gotten, at least in the regular season, we took so many penalties, and you like tire people out by making them have to play on the penalty kill
Yep.
6 minutes at a time because you take a stupid penalty in the offensive zone.
okay, so my next question then is, what do you think our biggest weakness is? And I feel like we're just going to say the same thing as pretty much the defense. We have no idea how it's going to play out.
Okay, I will say, well, I think everybody's going to say the defense needs to work, but I'm going to say is shooting, just getting shots. We don't get enough shots.
True.
And I feel like there are times sometimes where you can't just shoot it from everywhere, but there's also times where I see Kuzi have a wide open shot in the slot, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to try to make this extra pass to Ovi over here on the side, or make this other pass to Burakovsky on the other side, because I think it'll look even nicer if they make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just instead of just shooting the fucking puck.
If we can skate hard from the get-go, if we come out with our feet moving from the get-go, we will be a completely different team. I'm so tired of watching gliding forechecks, and I'm so tired of coming out flat in the beginning of games, and I'm so tired of hitting lull points in games where we don't skate, but we'll come out like madmen in the third period.
Yeah, because we're
like,
desperate.
Yeah, don't get desperate. Don't finish desperate. Start desperate.
Yeah.
Get in there. It's do or die every game.
Get crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, seriously.
It's skate hard all the time. Don't save yourself for later. You might not get later. People
Their steps, triceps hard.
yeah. Kempney,
You're all Adonises.
Kempney and Orpik skating hard, like right in your own zone. Your feet better not fucking be standing still unless you're moving the guy out of like the crease or something.
Yeah.
It's you might if we're losing, you're not gonna get another shift.
Yeah.
You're not pushing the puck up and shit. It's forecheck. You gotta get what was his name? Gerbish or something? Gersick. I can't fucking pronounce that shit.
It's like Ghost Bear.
Yeah.
You just guess.
He fucking kept his feet moving the whole. Yeah. He played 8 minutes, and he was the most noticeable player of the whole game because he never stopped his feet moving. He's smaller than everyone else out there, but
He was hustling.
Did he have 3 steals in one shift, I think?
Yes.
That puck was not coming out of that zone because of him.
He's like he didn't want to get sent down.
And also, like, he had one pickoff, and he had like confident moves to the net.
Yeah.
Like, took it to the net.
He drove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to see any of that Burakovsky glide into the corner.
Yeah.
Like when we played Philly a couple years ago, and not body the guy up too.
Well, in fairness, though, he did body. What was it? I think it was his goal, and I think it was either game 5 or 6 against the Pens last season, where he checked the dude along the boards, picked up the puck, and then scored with it.
Yes, but he doesn't do that enough.
Yeah,
That I agree with.
That's more of a rarity than the common. I don't want to.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was shocked he threw a hit, and I was like, "Oh my god, was that Burakovsky?"
Well, he is like 6'2", isn't he?
Yeah, he's not a small guy. He's
just more skilled than he is physical.
Yeah.
But it's got to, especially in the playoffs, that has to change.
Yeah.
if you're
Everybody has
shying
to be
away
willing to
from
play physical.
contact, they've won.
Yeah.
Scratch him.
This isn't beer league where you're gonna take a penalty for it. Man up and take the hit.
If you're already shying away from hits, I'm scratching you the next game and be like, don't be a bitch.
Okay, so what do you think is the biggest weakness of the Blue Jackets then?
They do have a lot of youth, so it's just being consistent.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of their forwards, since losing Carlson hurt them.
Yeah.
Especially looking at the season he's had for Vegas this year.
Oh my god, dude.
Well, he
Especially
only
the
had
shorthanded goal where you pulled the between the legs move.
well, he only had 9 goals though as a career high until this year.
Yeah, because he had like 80 games played between 2 seasons.
Oh, okay.
So losing him, and they chose. I think they made a deal with Vegas to protect Anderson because he fits more the Tortorella system. Carlson probably wasn't a good fit for Tortorella, but losing someone who with that kind of skill hurts. But more to the point I was saying is they do have a lot of young guys in their lineup.
Yeah.
And it's just being consistent and doing your job.
Yeah.
A lot of young players have the tendency to kind of roam a little bit and be like, oh, I'm here for the home run pass. No. Be ready for your breakout pass.
Okay, Dan, would you say the same thing, or you got a different thought?
I mean, my thing would be, especially if, this team has played, a lot of this team has played against Tort's team before. Mm-hmm. So, in my mind, you should already know that Torts is preaching the super block. Like, you go down and block everything.
Yeah.
So in my thing is either make sure you shoot it over them, you know what I mean, or you fake that first shot because you know they're gonna go down to get them out of the way. Like, I mean, Dubinsky's gonna lay down every time to block it.
Yeah, but like, what do you think their biggest weakness as a whole is?
As a whole, I mean, you have to agree with Mikey is their youth, but I would just say is try to exploit them penalty wise.
Yeah.
I mean, try to make them take penalties.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Tom Wilson effect.
No, I'm not just to that, but I mean, like, even like I know we don't do it well, but I would say get a good cycle going, something force them to take like a stick infraction penalty. You know what I mean? Because clearly we have been good at that this year against them.
Yeah.
You know, and I know things are a little different in the playoffs, and they're not, and the penalties aren't going to come as easy.
I am so jealous watching Vegas. They hit everybody who has the puck.
Yeah, but we tried that against the Pens last year too. It didn't work for us.
Yeah, I said with the puck, not just got rid of the puck.
But all right, so you think we can get out in the second round, and clearly we already know who if we were to win this, who we're gonna face next round.
Yes.
After watching Game 1 of Pitt Flyers, oh my God, yeah, we know who's going to the second round.
Okay, come on, Philly. I didn't expect you to lose 7-0.
I wanna see
Okay.
a dead body.
They lost 10 to 15 games in a row this year. I don't have faith in anything that does that. If we had lost 15 in a row, I'd have been like, wrap it up. We're still the first seed in the playoffs. Wrap that shit up. We're not winning shit in the playoffs.
Didn't they do that to Boudreaux when he lost like 13 games, and then they're like, "Yeah, you're out of here." That's when he brought in Dale Hunter.
Nope, there you don't get to keep. Nobody get to be happy after that shit.
Well, that was after like a continuous year of trending downward slowly.
Yeah.
Even though we made the playoffs, the team together wasn't doing well.
But no, like I think you were going that direction. I mean, you guys think
He's a big old
that we can make it out? I would, as a Caps fan, I would like to see us make it out of this round because obviously I want to keep watching us play, but I'm very skeptical about us actually being able to pull it off as a team.
Well, I know somebody here did a bracket apparently and has us losing to Toronto in the conference finals.
It was half fanboy, half realism because I honestly
conference finals.
That's what I said. That was the fanboy part of it. And then I was like, all right, I got to cut this off at some point. And then I also had to put a team that realistically could be in the finals at that point. And I was like, well, Toronto could make it.
I mean, I guess you can't really count out any Babcock coach team.
I mean, they
Damn it, I want a jersey.
they weren't supposed. I mean, remember, Toronto was not supposed to be that good last season. And they really came out storming.
Like I said, don't ever underestimate a Babcock.
They don't
team.
even know what goalie to play.
Dude,
Keith Kincaid is like usurped Corey Schneider, and Keith Kincaid is not very good.
I just remember last year when the puck caromed off the corner boards like directly in front of Holtby, and Matthews picked it up on his blade and just roofed it right.
That was so fucking lazy. I was so angry. I was like, do not let Orpik and do not let Carlson back on the ice the rest of the game. Ooh. That was shameful.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Neither of them came back.
All right. So, question: who on the Capitals? Because let's be honest, none of us actually really give a shit about the Blue Jackets. Who do you think is a big X factor in the sense of really?
You used X factor. You can be a Y factor. You can be the Y.
But I mean, like, who do you think really needs to be on their game and step up and either continue to show what they've already shown us or needs to step up out of nowhere and really make a name for themselves?
All right, I have two. So my one is Nicky needs to do what Nicky does in the playoffs. This apparently is when only Nicky knows how to shoot is in the playoffs. I feel like
he's tired of fucking throwing it to somebody and miss the net.
Yeah, no. So in the playoffs is usually when he shoots. But Ovi, I think, usually is a point per game player in the playoffs. So, I mean, I expect that out of him. But I really think this X factor is if we get Shane Gersich in there and let the wheels go on him. I mean, he's going to fly.
Yeah.
And I think that alone will change the game a little bit because especially if he gets going.
Well, it goes to the speed conversation we were having. Of,
yeah.
Like, if we get caught in a foot race, we need fast guys out there who are going to be able to chase people down. Or potentially catch an odd man break.
Well, you got to get guys also, I think, that'll fortunate and go to the net. He even though he hasn't scored, he's proven he will go to the net. And in the playoffs, you got to go to the net. Mm-hmm. And that's my thing is we have a lot of guys on the team who don't go to the net. They've started to a little bit more, but like he at least proved to me so far that he will.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to you don't have to beg him to do it. He'll just do it.
Because he knows he hasn't been hit by enough pucks in the NHL yet. That's why.
Hope he hasn't shot enough at him for him. Like, nah, I'm cool. All right, Mikey.
I'm going to go with Verona.
Okay.
This Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing,
Yeah.
I need you to make them play you, like give you more minutes, and I need you to earn them, basically. When his feet are moving, and he reminds me of like Evander Kane.
Okay.
Like when he was first coming up. He doesn't have the pedigree that Evander did, but he plays fast, he plays straightforward, and he plays with a long stick and everything. So that's a lot. You could kill people on the forecheck.
Yeah.
But it's not consistent. That effort isn't consistent, and if he came into the playoffs hot, but if he can keep that up, if he can get more time, if he can keep doing that, Columbus isn't banking on him. What did he have, like maybe 20 points this year?
Verona,
Yeah. They're not banking on him being like above what he's been the regular season, because he's been part of kind of a head case.
He had 27,
Verona
he had
had
27 points.
27. Okay, so
14 assists.
he's been mad streaky.
Yeah.
Get him going. I would love to have Gersic in the lineup. I would love to get Jews in the lineup. Jews, I think, would be.
I think it'd be good for this matchup.
Yeah, I do too. With that forecheck that they have, and they have a heavy forecheck, and if they catch you, they're going to hit you.
Yeah.
I think him being calm with the puck will be good, not just Orpik throwing it up the boards to somebody with their back turned to him, or Kempney. Oh, he sees their back turn, because truthfully, our wingers aren't doing their job much either, not presenting themselves for the pass all the time, and Kempney trying to get a pass to the center over the middle, and it gets picked off. I don't need that shit. This is not that time of the year for that.
I think a big one for me is, I have to agree with you on Verona, but I think I kind of want to like put them together a little bit, is Burakovsky and Verona, because I see them as kind of similar players in the sense that they're both fast, they both have really good hands, and can be really creative. And I honestly think we need to see the Burakovsky that showed up against the Penguins in Game 5 and 6, where, I mean, he goes, man. I mean, like, when he's moving his feet and he's keeping his eyes up, he can make a lot of great things happen. And I think he's been playing really well recently, especially came off, I think it was a thumb injury he had. And then he's, like you said about Verona, or I think it was someone else you might have said about, but he's very much kind of a head case. When he's running cold, it's hard to get him moving. It's hard to get him back into the groove. But once he's hot. And he stays that way. And I think Verona needs to kind of start hitting that point. And I think we need contributors on all lines, and especially that third line. Eller's not going to be able to do it all himself. Eller skates hard.
Need secondary scoring.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's been an Achilles heel for the Caps for years, is having somebody that's not the first line.
What is Burakovsky's career high in points?
His career high?
38?
Yeah, 38. Yeah, it was
his second year.
Yeah.
Okay. I want him to be good. Like, I really do, but like I'm thinking he's about to be like career best, like a third liner.
Yeah.
Because, he passes the eye test and everything. And, Russian Machine Never Breaks will tell you he's the king of Corsi and all that shit. Homer thinks to justify, why he's not scoring points. You drafted him in the first round to be a sniper. I need to see some points.
Well, in fairness, I do think he has a really good shot. My only knock on him is he takes too long to get it off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you can't get the shot off, it gets blocked. It doesn't hit the net. Something's not right. And what good is it?
See,
What it is a turnover.
To me, he's always very much reminded me of another Johansson. And I thought with Mojo leaving, I was like, okay, cool. He takes a second line spot or potential first line spot, however it goes. And I think he's a head case, and with the injuries he's had, he's kind of been off a little bit. I'm sorry, I cannot help but just laugh. Tooch Tuck, however you pronounce the name, just army crawled off the ice. I don't know what happened.
His blade came out of his skate.
Okay,
sorry. So it was watching the game, and this guy missed a hit, and the blade popped out of his skate.
If
So
anybody's actually watching YouTube and not just listening to it, my eyes have just not never. People are talking to me about it.
No, you're just thinking really hard, man.
Yeah, just the thinker.
But that's a big thing for me. Is like I love Burakovsky. I love the way he skates. I love the way he shoots. But my only knock on him is I want him to have a faster release and get the puck off his stick.
Yeah.
I need production from these people. I need points from them.
Which is why I think we should absolutely put in Gersic over Devontae Smith-Pelly.
Yeah.
But also, I was reading something earlier today that they were saying is, when he was playing out with Anaheim, when he got into that second round, I think actually that whole playoff year, I think he had like 5 goals in 12 games. And they were saying his game might be a little more tailor-made for the playoffs more than necessarily his regular season. But
You talking about DSP?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. This will be the first year we've seen him, right? But I was going to say is...
We've seen him for the Capitals, yes,
Yeah.
but not for other teams.
Well, I'm saying, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I was going to say is, like, obviously last year was Burakovsky's best in points, but I don't think I want to put too much stock in that because, like, I think he got a couple of those. He did get those 2 goals he had in that game against Pittsburgh, but that game we were already winning. You know what I mean?
Well, pile it on.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm saying, like, I think I'd put more validity in that if he was, like, if he did that and he was the first goal of the game. Not if he was the 5th goal in a
but
one.
he always seems to kind of show up against Pittsburgh. I mean, he has been scoring a lot of his goals against Pittsburgh the last couple of years.
Well, half of his playoff series have been against Pittsburgh. So.
I mean, even during the regular season, though, too.
I mean,
I feel like for some reason, most of the time we've ever played Pittsburgh, I keep seeing him score against them.
Well, I mean, he's only been in the playoffs 3 years. And it's 3 years. And he had 3 points in 14-15, 1 in 15-16, and 6 in 16-17.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's been lighting it up.
No, you saw Kuzi score 2 goals that first playoff year, and he was like, oh, crap, I got to step it up.
It was the Islanders, wasn't it?
No, Kuzi did it against the Islanders. Burakovsky did it against Lundqvist.
Oh. All right.
I mean, both New York, but what does it matter?
Yeah. But, I don't know. I'm hoping. I think it's gonna be an interesting series. What do you think it goes?
That's what I was about to ask next.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think the series goes to?
Caps in 7.
Oh, God, I mean, it's always got to go to Game 7, doesn't it? I really don't want to say it. I really don't want to say Blue Jackets in 6, but
Oh, that's the name of our group chat.
I also forgot about that.
Damn.
I can't bring myself to say it. As a homer, Caps in 7.
Caps in 5.
Really?
5.
Really? That is, I will tell you what right now, I will buy you Chipotle if that is accurate.
All right.
They're shaking on it. We have 10 minutes to get there. It's open till 11 now.
Wait, hold on. We got to go through the playoff series first. Caps in 5. Really?
I think they're gonna do it in 5. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Damn.
I think we'll win the home one. I think we'll lose 1 in Columbus.
So you think we're going to win 2 at home and lose 1 in Columbus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, I hope you know if you add extra, like if you actually get all these details right, I'll throw in guac too. Just to make up for it. It's the bonus round.
And okay, never mind. I was gonna say, and it's gonna be Game 3 we lose too.
Game 3. Okay, all right.
So you're thinking first game in Columbus we lose?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say Game 4. I can't. I always give the team with their back against the wall the W.
But see, I don't know who it's going to be. I think we might be the ones with their back. I don't know. Like this is a lot of things I'm not particularly confident about because if this was last year, we got Holtby going into the playoffs. I'm going to be very confident about what we're capable of doing. Not to mention we won the President's Trophy 2 years straight, but I feel like it's all kind of a crapshoot right now. So I mean, a lot of my confidence in the last couple of years is gone.
I'm going off of history, and if history's taught me anything, all the logistical stuff we went over is not going to matter in this series. It's going to go off of what the Caps normally do. If we dominate the series, we're going to find a way to let them get back in it because we
don't have a killer instinct.
Yep. That's what I was going to say, and it's just we're going to let them crawl back, or I mean, we know how to battle back.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for that second round loss. Tell me it's never going to happen again, and then
Oh my God.
just do it to me again.
Wait, hold on. Don't forget, if we lose in the second round, those first 2 hat tricks that we got in the first and second game of the season is really going to factor into that somehow, remember?
Yeah.
Sorry, Nate. Hope you're listening.
Go Vegas. Vegas is my pick for the Cup.
You think Vegas? Okay.
I'm going with Vegas.
So I wasn't gonna do this. Okay, but
I don't know how much time we have.
no, we're fine. I was gonna keep it under an hour. We got about 10 minutes left. We're not gonna get that far. But who do you think? So you think Vegas? Who you think Vegas? So who else do you think? So you Vegas, and who else is gonna be in the Cup?
From the East?
Yeah.
I mean, probably Pittsburgh.
You think Pittsburgh? You think Pittsburgh's gonna go for 3 in a row? Be 4 in a row, technically, didn't they?
No.
Didn't they lose?
3-peat. I mean, like what? Toronto can't fire with Pittsburgh when they're running. Malkin should be up for the MVP.
God, did you see that backhand he put in earlier? Dirty.
Yeah. Philly's not coming back. Again, I have us punched out in the second round. Who else is left?
Boston and
Boston. I don't give a fuck about Boston. No one cares about Boston.
Tampa
Might scare some people.
Tampa could ball.
I mean,
Stamkos is still out.
I mean,
right?
he's playing, isn't he?
I thought he was still out.
No, he's playing. I
Doesn't
think.
matter.
Well, I think it's funny that literally they just reunited Dan Girardi and Ryan McDonough.
Which was
Rangers
a bad
2.0.
Yeah, which was about 3 years too late to do that.
Yeah.
And they started losing when they started playing too many minutes. Girardi is past his prime. McDonough is starting to taper off.
That Hendricks hit is slowly creeping back into his history.
I mean, it depends. That team goes as Vasilevsky does, and he's been awesome. But like near the end of the year, it definitely looked like he was wearing down. So,
if you ask me, I honestly think I think the Preds are going to take it. I think even though they won the President's Trophy, and the usual knock of most President's Trophy teams don't win it, I feel like the Preds are going to take it. I feel like they play a really solid, fast team game. And I honestly almost wish it could go down to Vegas, Nashville for the finals, but I honestly think that would be probably one of the best conference finals you can watch.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch. Winnipeg is not going to be an easy out by any means.
No, they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, then they came in hot, and congrats to Connor Hellebuck for being the most winningest goalie in a regular season by a U.S. born goalie.
So specific.
Yeah.
Well,
I do love my Americans.
I'm gonna go Tampa. I'd love to say the Caps. I'm gonna go Tampa and Winnipeg in the finals.
Tampa and Winnipeg in the finals?
Yes.
Okay, who do you think is going to win it?
I think Winnipeg.
Really? You want Matty P's name to be on the cup?
No, I don't.
I don't, but do you want to be able to say Stanley Cup winner Matthew Perreault?
No, I don't. But I also don't think my Sharks are going to make it. So.
Oh God, no, they're not. Sorry. Okay, can we? Okay, I'm sorry. I know people who are watching us can't see what we're watching, but
is Jumbo Joe coming back? Is he?
Can we please just have somebody sneak into Patrick Laine's bed while he's sleeping and shave off his beard? Oh my God, he looks
just
like
one side of it.
Oh my God. Look at his teeth, too. Oh, my God. Never mind. Okay, you know what? We're getting off topic here. I'm sorry.
Look at Ovi's teeth.
They look a lot better than that.
Yeah, because they're not there.
Only one of them's missing.
There's more than one.
All right, moving on.
All right, well.
Go, man. I can't get over it. It bothers me to see every time.
All right, well.
I wish he had a Brett Kiesel. If you guys don't know who he is, just Google his beard.
Former Steelers defensive tackle.
Yeah, that was a glorious playoff beard.
It was not just a playoff beard. He had that all year beard.
Oh, he was ready for the playoffs all year.
All right, well, can't wait for tomorrow. You guys are going to see it. Well, you guys will see this technically tonight because this is going to come out on Thursday morning. So hopefully everybody's going to be watching the Caps, rocking the red, and fingers crossed because I need the Caps to win in 5 now.
She needs Chipotle that badly.
I just bet Chipotle. But this has been Our Knows Best. Thank you guys for listening, and we're out.